To all of our PJTN watchmen, I want to share a very important message with you today. As you know, here in the United States, America is getting ready to go to the polls tomorrow to vote for the next leader of the United States of America, and quite honestly, for the world, the leader of the world, because that's the impact that the United States has on the world. I have talked to so many of our supporters, not just here in the United States, but even in South Africa. And even South Africans are worried about the outcome of what's going to happen tomorrow. Because it is very clear for those of us who stand with Israel, who stand with our Jewish brethren, who've been fighting against anti-Semitism, who have been demanding that our government provide all resources possible to the Prime Minister of Israel, to Bibi Netanyahu, to the people of Israel. And for all of us who have been waging war, who've been watching what's happened since October 7th, 23, and even beyond, this did not catch us off guard. We've seen this going on. We've seen the direction our country has been taking. And now we have our children who are marching in the streets. This is how bad it's gotten. We have K through 12 children marching in the streets with pro-Hamas groups, pro-terrorist groups. This is frightening, ladies and gentlemen. It's frightening because we could have stopped this. We were warning our government officials. We were warning American citizens. We were really warning the world, all Western countries who purchase textbooks published by Pearson Publishing and their enablers, other publishers that Pearson has bought up. And we see the propaganda that our children have been indoctrinated with. So we should not be surprised that our children are marching in the streets. Last week, we just had a Jewish man who was obviously Orthodox, and he was on his way to the synagogue, walking to synagogue, when he was shot by a terrorist, by a man who yelled Allahu Akbar after he shot this man. And even the leadership within Chicago, this happened in Chicago, and the leadership in Chicago didn't even respond immediately to what had happened. We can't live this way anymore. And we all have an ability to change the course of history, to change the trajectory of where we are headed in the United States. We are making huge strides in exposing the content, the textbooks, the instructional materials that our children are using in our school systems. And not just the public school systems, ladies and gentlemen. This is private schools as well. Our children are not safe anywhere. But we can change the direction our country is heading by getting out and voting tomorrow. I can't tell you who to vote for, but I don't need to, because the choice is clear. But you need to get out and vote. And I heard a couple of weeks ago that 42 million Christians do not vote. They are registered to vote, but they don't vote. And ladies and gentlemen, your silence, Dietrich Bonhoeffer said it very clearly, and God is going to hold us accountable, because if we don't speak, Dietrich Bonhoeffer said, silence in the face of evil is itself evil. God will not hold us guiltless. Not to speak is to speak, not to act is to act. What will we tell our grandchildren? What will we tell our great-grandchildren when they ask us, if we should be so lucky to live? What are we going to tell them when they ask us, where were you? When you had a chance to make a difference, when you had a chance for your voice to be heard, where were you? We can't be silent anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to cost us something. And that's why I'm reaching out to you today. If you haven't voted, you will be held accountable. for what is done to the people, the oppression that is brought upon the people, not just here in the United States, but around the world. Because the United States, we the people, that's our government, that's our republic. We can't put it at the foot of the current administration, Biden and Harris administration. We put the blame at our feet because we, the people, had a chance to make a difference, to let our voice be heard, to remove the wickedness and the evil from our government. And I'm talking about Republicans and Democrats. We have the opportunity to remove these people from office that do not reflect our values. And you will be held accountable. We look at the book of Obadiah, when God told the prophet in the last days he was going to wipe out the descendants of Edom because they stood by while their brother Jacob was held in captivity and they did nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, our brothers and our sisters in Israel are trying to hang on. When you have world leaders who are saying that the Israeli government has no right to exist, that the state of Israel has no right to exist, and we're living in this generation when this is happening. If we don't speak up with our voice and our vote, judgment will come to this country, and we will pay the price because we didn't do anything when we had the opportunity to speak up and be heard. Our Jewish brethren are counting on us, ladies and gentlemen. If we're going to say that we align ourselves with Israel and they're our ally, well then by golly, we better show up. We better show up and vote tomorrow. If you haven't voted yet, you must. For those of you who have, for those of you who are praying, for those of you who are speaking out, I even told my hairdresser from Lithuania, she came over as a legal immigrant. She paid the price in order to enjoy the freedom of living in the United States of America. And when I found out that she had not voted yet, I said, you have to. I was born in this country. Yes, I'm obligated to fight for our republic. But you chose to become a citizen of the United States of America. And you cannot not vote. You are invested as much as we are invested, as much as any soldier has ever shed his blood for this country. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you to please be in prayer. And then you have to go vote. Please go and vote. God bless you. And thank you for all that you do on behalf of our Jewish brethren and for the state of Israel. And also for these United States.